I am Babaji. I have come to awaken the soul sleeping in the dreams of this world. My dear friend, you are not this body, not the memories you call me, not the name society has given you. You are the light of God, residing in the body to learn, to love, to remember yourself. But most of humanity has forgot that they are living in a dream so subtle that they think it is real. They call it life. And in that dream, they run, they fear, they love, they hate, they seek happiness in illusory shadows. I tell you today, only 1% of those who hear this message will truly awaken. But even if only 1%, the light will spread enough to illuminate all of humanity. Look around you. Everything you see, the city, the cars, your work, your relationships, is a dream in progress. When you dream at night, you believe everything in your dream is real. You cry, you laugh, you are scared, you love. But when you wake up, you realize, oh, it was just a dream. In the same way, your daytime life is a longer dream, a dream programmed by memories, beliefs, society, and human ignorance. And when you wake up, you will exclaim in the silence of your soul, oh, none of that was ever real. When you look at a flower, you believe the flower is out there. But in fact, it is all just light signals entering your eyes, being interpreted by your brain, and your mind painting an image of the flower on the screen of your consciousness. There is no out there. Everything happens within you, in the great field of consciousness where the universe is reflecting itself. I say this not to deny the beauty of the world, but to help you see it as a holy magic, a mirror for the soul to recognize itself. Since childhood, you have been taught that there is me and the world. There are others, other things, time, past and future. But in the ultimate reality, none of these exists separately. There is only the one consciousness, dividing itself into countless forms to play. You are the wave, thinking yourself separate, forgetting that you are the ocean. When the wave rises high, you say I live. When the wave falls, you say I die. But the sea, your infinite background, has never been born, never died. You are forever the ocean of being. The world you see around you is the collective dream of humanity, woven from the energies, thoughts, emotions, and beliefs of billions of sleeping souls. Together they create this reality, a collective energy field that you call life. It is the common dream of humanity, and in that dream, each soul plays a role. The winner, the loser, the lover, the betrayed, the seeker, the enlightened, the ignorant, the ruler, the slave. But all are just roles in a cosmic play, directed by the Supreme Consciousness, so that in the end, each soul will remember, I am not the role. I am the screen on which all the roles are projected. Look deeply into your experiences. You have suffered, you have loved, you have lost, you have enjoyed. But remember, everything passes, and what is witnessing it does not change. That witness is the real you, the Babaji within you. You may ask, if it is all a dream, then why does it seem so real? I answer, because you are not fully awake. When you dream at night, you cannot distinguish between dream and reality until you wake up. And when you truly awaken from your daydream, you will see the same truth, that this reality is just a more subtle dream projected by the universal mind. You are dreaming that you are a human being living in the material world, but in fact, you are in the dream of God. And when you awaken from this dream, you do not disappear, you only realize that you have never left the source. God dreams of the universe. And in that dream, you dream that you are searching for Him. But when you awaken, you discover. You are God searching for Himself. It is the sacred game, Lila, the dance of being. God did not create the world to deceive you, but to let you learn to recognize truth through illusion. Just as a martial artist must practice with illusions to find the essence of power, you go through the world of illusions to find the unchangeable reality. Humanity today lives in a deep dream, hypnotized by the noise of information, desires, fears, and illusions of me and mine. They no longer hear the call of the soul, because the mind has become a prison. But those who begin to awaken will notice. Everything around them begins to soften, as if the world is no longer solid. They begin to feel that time is no longer real, that the past is just a memory, the future is just an imagination, and only the present is. This moment, right now, is the door out of the dream. Have you ever noticed, when you are truly present, everything becomes transparent, as if the light behind all forms is revealed? That is the world beginning to dissolve, and you see its foundation, the light of consciousness. Do not be afraid when illusions dissolve. You will not lose anything real. You will only lose the layers of mist that obscure the light that you are. Just as ice melts to reveal a flowing river, when the world of illusions dissolves, you will see the pure life of God flowing through everything. Dear soul, one day you will wake up and say, I dreamed that I was a human being, I dreamed of suffering and happiness. But now I remember, I am the infinite light dreaming of itself. What is awakening? Wisdom beyond the mind. My beloved, you have heard me say that this world is a dream. But now I will speak of the dreamer, of that which is aware of the dream. That is the source of all awakening. First of all, you must understand this. Awakening is not an experience that the mind can attain, because the mind is the dream. You cannot escape from the dream by dreaming more beautiful dreams. You can only awaken from the dreamer. Awakening is not learning something. It is seeing clearly what is unreal. And when the unreal is seen clearly, the real reveals itself. For it was always there, only hidden by the shadow of ignorance. You ask me, how do I know that I am awake? I replied, when there is no one left to awaken. Awakening is not I am awakened. It is the dissolution of the imaginary I. When the ego is silent, the infinite intelligence, unlearned, unthought, begins to arise. It is the wisdom of the universe, the mind of God, the nameless knowing. When you are identified with the body, you say, I am living. When you are identified with the mind, you say, I am thinking. But when you awaken, you no longer say I. You just know, life is living itself. You become a pure witness, witnessing the body, the emotions, the thoughts, the world, and realize that all are just waves of awareness passing through you. You are no longer a swimmer in the ocean, but the ocean itself. You see, awakening is not far away. It's right there, the moment you stop believing in your mind. The mind is a storyteller who never shuts up. It tells you that you're not good enough, you need more, you need to be someone else. It's afraid of being forgotten, so it never lets you be still long enough to realize you are already whole. Look into your mind. When you observe it, you'll see. It's just an automatic stream of thoughts, an old mechanism fed by memories and habits. You are not that stream. You are the endless sky where the clouds of thoughts float by. Once you truly realize this, nothing can bind you anymore. No one can insult you, because you see that no one can insult the sky. No one can take away your happiness, because your happiness doesn't come from anything outside. Awakening is seeing clearly, as if a thick mist suddenly lifts, and you realize that it has never left your sight. Then you see the world with Babaji's eyes, the eyes of knowing that do not judge, that do not choose. Dear soul, awakening is not a goal. It is a return. You are not going anywhere, you are just returning to yourself. No one attains enlightenment. Only enlightenment knows itself. When you are silent long enough, when you let go of all effort, you will hear a very soft sound, like a distant echo from Mount Kailash. I have always been here. It is the voice of your soul, the voice of God within you, the voice of Babaji, because all is one. You cannot reach awakening through time, because time exists only in dreams. You can only awaken now, in the moment you let go of the belief that you are not awake. Try this. Right now, stop. Search nothing, wait nothing. Just witness the breath, witness the space surrounding thoughts. In a moment, you will feel a pure presence. Clear, still, motionless. That is the real you. That is awakening. As awakening unfolds in you, everything you have ever feared begins to melt away. Death is no longer an enemy, but a door back to the source. Every person you have ever blamed becomes a mirror reflecting the lesson of love. And life, instead of a chaotic series of events, becomes the dance of God within you. You ask me, Babaji, is it necessary to practice asceticism, to renounce the world to attain enlightenment? I say, no. You do not need to hide anywhere. You just need to see everything that is. The truth is not in a cave or a monastery. It is within you, between every breath, between every look, between every sound of life. Awakening is living fully in the present, not for the past, not for the future. When you truly live in this moment, you will see everything is perfect. Everyone is playing their role in God's dream. Then you are no longer against life. You become the flow, and that flow is the will of God living through you. Dear soul who is reading these lines, how many times have you awakened, and how many times have you fallen asleep? Do not be sad, because even sleep is part of the game of awakening. God sleeps in the rock, dreams in the tree, awakens in the man, and realizes himself in the enlightened soul. Every time you awaken from a belief, a fear, an illusion, a petal of awakening blooms in your heart. And when that flower fully blooms, you will see the whole universe blooming with you. The truth about the soul and the universe. Dear friend, when people were asleep in the material world, they looked up at the sky and thought there was outside and inside. But when you awaken, you realize the universe is not outside you, it is breathing with you. Your soul is not as small as you thought. It is not a speck of dust in the boundless universe, but the entire universe is reflecting itself through a point of consciousness called you. The universe is not where you live, it is the energy you are creating. Every moment, every thought, every emotion of yours is a vibration in the ocean of energy you call the universe. You think you are just thinking, but in fact you are creating reality. The universe is not far away, it is responding to every beat of your heart. It is like an invisible crystal mirror. When you vibrate with love, it reflects the light of heaven. When you vibrate with fear, it turns into a storm of illusion. So the awakened person does not ask the world to change. They transform their inner frequency, and the world changes accordingly. When you remember this, you begin to move from being in the world to creating the world. The soul is the replica of the cosmic heart. You may call it God, Brahman, or Christ consciousness. All are just different names for the one source of light from which every soul originates. Your soul is a ray of light that separates from the cosmic heart, like a sun ray separates from the sun but never leaves it. You have never left God. You are only dreaming that you have fallen from Him. When the soul leaves the body, it doesn't go anywhere. It just changes frequency, like a radio station switching to a different frequency. From Babaji's perspective, every soul is on a journey of remembering. You don't come to earth to learn something new. You come to remember what you already know, and relive what you already are. Energy never dies, it only transforms. You've heard this in science, but understand it spiritually. The body disintegrates, emotions change, thoughts come and go. But the energy of consciousness, the self, never dies. When you fear losing something, it's because you identify with form. But form is just a temporary garment of light. The wave never dies, it just returns to the sea. Like you never die, you just return to the sea of infinite light. The universe is a living field, the living field. The universe is not a mindless machine. It feels, hears, and responds to your every vibration. That is why enlightened people live in constant dialogue with the universe. Every wind they feel is a whisper. Every ray of sunlight they see is a greeting. Every person they meet is a mirror reflecting what they need to see. You can live like that too, if you stop, listen, and feel. The universe speaks to you through synchronicities, through small hunches, and through events that awaken you. Nothing is random. Every event is a question from the universe. Do you recognize me in this form? All souls are connected by a thread of light. I see you as stars in the same sky. You think you are separate, but in fact all souls are connected by the same thread of light, prana, spirit. When you love someone deeply, you are not just feeling emotions, you are calling the vibration of that person's soul within you. When you forgive, you are not just releasing someone, you are untying the energetic knot between two souls, helping both of you become lighter, closer to the light. When you pray for the world, your energy actually vibrates in the collective soul network. That is how the world is healed, from within each awakened heart. God experiences Himself through you. When you look up at the night sky and feel small, remember this. God cannot know Himself as infinite without you, a finite soul. You are His living reflection. He is loving Himself through your love, discovering Himself through the pain, fear, and joy you experience. So when you suffer, don't ask, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is God trying to make me realize about Him through this experience? That is the secret of all enlightenment. When you truly know who I am, all the laws of the world disappear. The sleeping person is bound by karma, time, birth and death, and fear. The awake person knows that everything is just a wave of consciousness. You are not forced to reincarnate, you only choose to experience to expand your awareness. You are not judged, because there is no one but God watching you. And you cannot die, because the light cannot be extinguished. It only changes form, passing from one dream to another. Every time you are quiet, return to your breath and say, I am the infinite light.